Are you concerned if Mike hits you flush on the chin, the shit could be up?
Yeah. Yes. Indeed. I have to be alert. This is a scary, scary man. He's a killer and has all the power still clearly in all the videos, all the sparring that he's showing, dropping his sparring partners. My mom is messaging, she can't even watch Tyson punch. Right. She won't watch it because it scares her.
I'm a boxing professional fighters. I'm just, activity is great. I had 15 fights in 1 year when I was younger, and I think activity is great, but I'm prepared. I'm just ready to go.
Now, does a loss to Jake Paul damage your legacy?
I don't look at my life as a legacy. Legacy to me means ego. Who the cares about my legacy? I'm gonna be dead soon one day, but he's not gonna win.
That's what critics do. They sit on their couches, they sit in their homes, and they have so many things to say because they're unhappy with their lives themselves. They'll try to rip people apart like me and Mike, who are actually going and doing something.
He had 11 pro fights, 1 amateur fight. How do you rate him?
Hey, listen, he's been successful in all those pro fights except one, and that's why we're fighting.
Now, Mike, look, you criticize Jake's skills. What does that say about you if you lose?
Well, I'm not gonna lose. So I can't even fathom losing. I can't even imagine it. He's not gonna win. I think he thinks this is gonna be a very easy night. It's not gonna be an easy night.
I don't think that. I think it's gonna be a war of ages. The fans are the ones who win out of this, but I know you, I know your soul on a deeper level, and I know myself, and I know you're not gonna quit, and neither am I. You could rip my head off, I can go down to the canvas.
First of all, no one else can do this but me, okay. I believe. And like you said, this is the greatest boxing match in the history of boxing, and it's because I'm a part of it.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, man, and this is the do-si-do in Texas, the biggest fight, and I do think a dance requires two people, but that's the magic in this, is that we're, you know, this yin and yang that is creating this massive disruption and storm and massive fight.
Mike Tyson wasn't moved by Jake Paul's attempt at a goodwill gesture before their upcoming fight on November 15th. Known for giving his opponents unique gifts ahead of big matches, Paul presented Tyson with an exotic Southeast Asian pigeon worth thousands.
Oh, yes, I got you a gift.
Thank you very much.
I got you a gift, Mike.
You want a pigeon?
This is a pigeon from Southeast Asia. Very expensive. But I wanted you to have this.
Thank you, Jake.
Despite Tyson's comeback being highly controversial, fans have become more confident that he will still look dangerous following training footage that has been shared by him and his team.
Lean mean.
Big chest. 1, there we go. 2, 3, 4. Good work. 8, 4 more. 9, 10, 2 more, Mike. 11. And 12.
A few weeks out from his fight against the problem child, a video was released of Tyson breaking a boxing pad in half with his supernatural strength, which ignited hope in the hearts of the die-hard boxing fan base.
Broke. Broke. Can you imagine his face? Can you imagine Jake's face? If you make this is really good equipment, man. Could have handled punches. Mike's punch. Can you imagine that kid? Woo!
With their clash taking place this Friday, November 15th, the two sat down for a face-to-face interview in which they talked about their controversial fight, along with several other things.
The impact this will have on the sport is unfathomable, and it's untangible, quite frankly.
Okay, Mike, so what does it mean to be fighting Jake Paul? And same question to you, what does this mean for boxing?
To be honest, boxing's never seen nothing like this in the history of boxing. Since it began 250 years ago, it's never seen anything like this, and probably never will.
During the respectful face-to-face sit-down, Paul bizarrely gifted Tyson a Southeast Asian pigeon. The 58-year-old has a well-documented love for pigeons ever since he was a child, and he has previously explained how looking after pigeons was an escape for him.
My first fight I ever had was over a pigeon.
Ever?
Yeah, and that led me to here.
Wow.
Yeah, pigeon. Pop my pigeon head off and pour the blood on me and hit the pigeon in my face. And somebody said, you better fight him. And I fought him, never stopped fighting.
All because no wonder he loves pigeons.
Never stopped fighting.
But Tyson, unimpressed by Paul's gift, reportedly joked that he might just feed the bird to his pet Falcon.
I've just never seen someone handle a pigeon.
You got pigeon flies in your family, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Is it a low budget pigeon? Or
He had no one loves him. He has no band or anything, so he doesn't belong to nobody.
Okay.
well, he belongs to you now.
I'll feed him to my Falcon.
Oh,
So that's food for your Falcon?
Yeah.
With the fight just 2 days away now, both Tyson and Paul are ready for their much-awaited yet controversial showdown.
I think Mike's gonna be strong, fast, and comes out like a bull. And I'm gonna have to weather the storm, outbox him.
Oh, this, yeah, the right hand go.
I think he's gonna get clipped because he has a lot of openings for me to land some big shots. The biggest moment in all of boxing history on Friday night when I put this man to sleep. So that is pretty dope.
He dreamed a lot.
A lot of dreaming.
I do, and they've all come true.
This is not gonna come true yet.
Hey man, I respect your opinion, but it's just my time. The universe know it, the gods know it, I know it, and you're gonna know it. Plain and simple.
Okay, but next week, you'll see it.
Coming to what the pros have to say about this fight, Tyron Woodley, who fought Jake Paul twice in 2021, recently shared his thoughts on the upcoming bout between Paul and Mike Tyson, suggesting that the fight might be more evenly matched than many people expect. Woodley acknowledged that Tyson's age at 58 could be a significant factor, but he also pointed out that Paul's youth and energy might give him a real chance in the ring. The contrast between Tyson's experience and Paul's physical advantages could make for an unpredictable fight.
Very even fight, to be honest. It's even because of the age of Mike Tyson, and it's
Okay.
I think it's an even fight because of the age of Mike Tyson. He's completely, obviously, out of his prime. When in his prime, most of his fights were almost attempted murder. So literally, Jake wouldn't have stood a chance. Nobody would even commission or sanction a fight against him and Mike Tyson.
Woodley also took the opportunity to offer some critical comments about Jake Paul's fighting strategy. He suggested that Paul has a tendency to select opponents who provide him with a clear advantage, choosing fighters who are either past their prime or not as seasoned in the ring. According to Woodley, this approach allows Paul to maintain his undefeated record while minimizing risk, which may be a key factor in why he's been so selective with his matchups.
And Jake's always on a win-win situation. He's fighting guys that if he lose, you lost to this guy, you lost to Tyron, you lost to Anderson Silva, you lost to Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz or whatever. So he's always in a position where if he wins, he goes up. If he loses, it's like, okay, he took a risk, he took a chance. So I like the fight, I'll be at the fight. I was originally fighting on the card. We couldn't find a formidable opponent that made sense. So now it's just to support the event and be a part of a big event in combat sports.
Sergio Mora, a former world champion, also criticized Jake Paul for picking a fight with an aging Tyson. Mora pointed out that while Tyson has been posting impressive training videos, there's a big difference between training and actually competing in the ring. Mora expressed doubts about whether Tyson's physical condition could truly hold up for a full fight.
Mike Tyson, 58. What is that good for boxing? Fighting a Jake Paul who's obviously in late 20s.
Look, man, I've always been a critic of Jake Paul and having him fight real fighters and boxers. But fighting a fighter that hasn't fought in over 20 years of Mike Tyson, he got beat 20 years ago. And
he lost the last two fights, got knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked out the last two fights. So at 57, 58 years old, come on, man, you're fighting a senior citizen, and it's not fair. I mean, he can look like a beast, Mike Tyson, for like the 10-second clips that he posts on social media. Anyone could do. I could look like a killer right now on the pads for 10 seconds, but as soon as he turns that camera off, I'm gonna be huffing and puffing and sore. Mike Tyson's it's not gonna be a good look for his legacy.
Joe Rogan, the popular commentator and podcast host, offered a warning to Jake Paul about the knockout power Tyson still possesses. Rogan emphasized that Tyson is still capable of landing devastating blows even at his age. While Rogan acknowledges Paul's progress as a fighter, he cautions that Tyson's raw power and legendary status make this fight particularly dangerous for Jake Paul.
He's doing all kinds of things. He's not a regular 57-year-old guy. And then you see him hit the pads. And you go, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, this is a terrifying human being. I mean, he's still terrifying. Hitting the bag, hitting the pads. He still has the ability to deliver those punches. And if any one of those hits anybody, they're He's not. It's not like his punches are 30% of what they used to be. They're like 80 to 90% of what they used to be.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range. It's probably a little slower than he used to be. He used to be insanely fast. There's a video of Tyson hitting the bag as a 19-year-old, and he's throwing these combinations like, and he's 210 pounds, 215 pounds. I'm curious. I'm going to watch the fight. We're all going to watch the fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it. I mean, it's a brilliant move by Jake because, like, if he was going to fight anybody else, people would watch, but would the same amount of people watch? No.
No.
This is the one.
In a separate part of his commentary, Rogan further reflected on Tyson's legacy, noting that the fight is thrilling because it brings together Paul's rising presence in boxing with the sheer unpredictability of Tyson's continued power. For Rogan, the matchup is not just intriguing, but also carries significant risk for Jake Paul, given Tyson's remarkable ability to knock out opponents even in his later years.
Just forget that Jake Paul is a YouTube guy and watch him box.
Yeah.
Kid can fight. And that Tommy Fury fight really showed that. Goes to a split decision against a legit undefeated boxer.
The one thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
No.
He wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why? I don't give a f if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
He trains with Rafael Cordero. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson, and Tyson smashing the mitts, like, Jesus, that guy will hurt you. Bro, he's in savage mode right now. He's in savage mode. If I was Jake Paul right now, I would be my pants.
Oh, bro, if I'm fighting this guy and I see he's eating raw meat, I call the thing off.
It's all the experiences that he has had as a conqueror. You have to take those into consideration. When a man has smashed men before, just smashed men, like when no one can stand in front of him, that is in his mind still. That's in there. There's a dark chamber in his mind that he can open up.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it, I say, if this kid was not a YouTuber, if he wasn't some guy that you knew from the time he was like 16 years old on YouTube, and you just saw him box, and you saw him knock out former UFC champions, you saw him beat legitimate boxers, or beat athletes, and beat a bunch of MMA fighters, you'd go, this kid can fight. He knows how to fight. Like, it's not, nothing he's doing looks wrong. He's not like sticking his head straight up in the air and winging punches with his eyes closed. He's fighting well. He looks good. And if he was just an up-and-coming boxer that was this exciting, like highly promotable, like really good at selling fights.
Bob Arum, a prominent figure in boxing, is confident that 58-year-old Mike Tyson has little chance against Jake Paul, largely due to the significant age gap and the physical differences between the two fighters. Arum emphasized that Tyson's age, combined with a natural decline in athletic ability, makes it extremely unlikely for the former champion to defeat a much younger, more active fighter like Paul. He highlighted the challenges aging brings to a boxer, noting that it becomes far more difficult to compete at a high level once you're past your peak years. Arum firmly believes this fight favors Paul due to these factors.
Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, what do you think of that fight? You're Brooklyn, I'm Brooklyn. Mike, at 58 years old, can he beat Jake Paul 30 years younger his age? The answer is no.
Colby Covington, a well-known UFC fighter, has expressed strong disapproval of the fight, pointing out the risks associated with Mike Tyson's age. He believes that stepping into the ring at 58 could be detrimental to Tyson's health, given the significant difference in age between the two fighters. UFC heavyweight Curtis Blades took it a step further, calling the fight a joke and stating he wouldn't even bother watching it. This sentiment reflects the skepticism of many who question the legitimacy and safety of the matchup.
I think, Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. He gets hit in the head, he might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy, that's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt. But I don't like the fight. Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight. But I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him.
WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes, a big fan of Tyson, has also weighed in. He hopes to see a memorable knockout from the legend, but acknowledges the impressive training facilities that Jake Paul and his brother have in Puerto Rico. Cody visited Paul's gym and pointed out that they have some of the best training setups in the world. Despite his admiration for Tyson, Cody ultimately believes that Jake Paul's preparation and facilities make him the more likely winner on fight night.
That's a tricky one. I mean, I think everyone, when it comes to a Mike Tyson fight, even today, want to see this big legendary Mike Tyson knockout, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul have a wonderful gym, Problem Child gym down there in Puerto Rico, where I once got to visit, and I was blown away by, they have every modern training thing you could possibly think of, surrounded by the best professionals. And I know you see them in all these social and these influence videos and all this different content creation. They have such an arrogance and such a bravado, but if you've ever met either of the Pauls, they seem to be the most disciplined guys in the room. So as much as I love Mike Tyson, I think that's Jake Paul all the way.
UFC legend Randy Couture, on the other hand, remains confident in Tyson's ability to deliver knockout punches, even at his age. After watching training footage of Tyson, Couture remarked that despite being 57, Tyson still possesses the power to knock out any opponent, including Jake Paul.
I mean, look at the training footage. That pop is still there. That explosive speed and power is still there. I think this, obviously he's still a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, but he's still got it, in my opinion. And though that bodes well for going out and this probably ending within the first or second round.
Foreigner UFC bantamweight champion Sugar Sean O'Malley also expressed doubts about the authenticity of the fight between Tyson and Jake Paul. O'Malley questioned whether the training videos Jake Paul has been posting are legitimate or potentially staged for promotional purposes. He even went so far as to suggest that the fight itself might be predetermined, casting a shadow of skepticism over the entire event. O'Malley's comments reflect growing concerns about the legitimacy of the matchup and whether it's as genuine as it seems.
Jake Paul, in his prime, you could say, well, I mean, he's still getting better, but versus Mike Tyson, who's 57. I think he'll be 58 by the time they fight. Chael Sonnen's saying that they're faking the training videos. I mean, if you watch the quick little snippets, boom, 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 it is. And are they current videos or those videos from a few years ago? Are they going to wear headgear? Are they going to try to knock each other out? Is this an exhibition match? Is this a pro match?
They said they both want it on the pro record. They said they both want it on the pro record. What weight is, I'm curious what it's going to be. You see those videos going around, and it could be when he was injured or something, Mike Tyson with a cane. It looks like his back was really... And the way he punches, the way he twists and explodes into punches, I'm curious how many rounds it's going to be. That's going to say a lot. Is it going to be...
Is that announced yet?
It can't be more than 6 rounds.
Ike Paul versus Jake Tyson. Here's my official prediction. I do think you're going to beat Mike Tyson. I'm sure he's going to be in as good a shape as he possibly could be in. I love Mike Tyson, but it's just not his time right now.
O'Malley's trainer Tim Welch had a more measured perspective, but still raised concerns about Tyson's ability to perform at a high level. He praised both fighters for agreeing to the bout, acknowledging Tyson as one of the most intimidating fighters in history. However, Welch pointed out that at 57, Tyson's fierce reputation may not hold up as it once did. Welch believes that Jake Paul has the upper hand in this matchup, predicting that Paul's speed, agility, and ability to pace himself throughout the fight could be the keys to victory. He also raised concerns about Tyson's health, particularly given his age and past heart issues. But despite these worries, Welch remains excited about the fight and encourages fans to look forward to what promises to be a captivating event.
And props to Mike Tyson. Props to Jake Paul, too, for taking this fight against Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a scary human being, one of the scariest human beings you'll ever see. I don't think he's going to be that same ferocious dog that he used to be. Obviously, 57 years old. I think Jake Paul is going to stay tight enough and be long enough and be quick enough and be able to pace himself long enough to get the job done by decision. I don't think Jake's going to knock him out. His head's too big, his neck's too big. I mean, I don't want to say never, but I just don't think he is. I think Jake Paul is going to win a decision, and I just hope nothing bad happens to Mike because he's an old dog and heart attacks are real. So hopefully he's training hard enough where he can make it through the fight, but I'm excited for it. Hope you guys are excited for it.
Boxing icon Lennox Lewis, who famously defeated Tyson in 2002, has raised concerns about Jake Paul's safety in the fight. Lewis expressed that while he doesn't think Tyson will be in danger, he does worry about how Paul will fare against such a seasoned veteran. Lewis stressed that the experience and raw power Tyson still possesses could be too much for the younger Paul to handle.
Mike Tyson returning to the ring at the ripe old age of, I believe, 58 or 59 years of age. Your opinion on that, of course, as somebody who, you've been rivals with Mike, you've known Mike for many, many years. A lot of people concerned about him returning to the ring against Jake Paul.
What are they concerned about? Yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson knows how to defend himself, and he's boxing against a guy that not as good as boxer as he is, and Mike Tyson knows how to throw a good punch. He knows how to break you down. So I'm more concerned about the other guy than Mike Tyson.
UFC President Dana White chimed in as well, questioning Jake Paul's mindset going into the fight. White raised concerns about why Tyson, at his age, would take on such a challenge, hinting that there may be ulterior motives behind the matchup. Many in the fight community, including Gareth Davies, have voiced their concerns about the potential impact on Tyson's legacy and health in this unusual fight against a YouTuber turned boxer.
That's why he has to get a guy like Tyson and
to try to get some credibility back.
When he fought somebody that was actually his age and was actually a boxer and was actually his size, he lost. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not trying to shit on the kid. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what he's doing, but I mean, come on, man, to be fighting Mike Tyson, and
But Dana, how do you feel about this Tyson fight?
I love Mike, and I hate talking about it because he always gets mad at me when I talk about this stuff.
I eat your asshole alive, you bitch.
When the fight happens, he'll be 58 years old. There'll be a 31-year age difference between these two. And, Jake Paul did fight a kid his age and he lost. I don't know, man.
I feel how you feel, but as fighters, we are a little different to where we always have a round in us. Doesn't matter how old we get, we always have a round left.
No, I get it.
Adding to the mix, Francis Ngannou, a heavyweight MMA champion, has made his predictions known. He believes that Tyson's experience and skill set will likely give him the upper hand against Paul. Meanwhile, Freddie Roach, a renowned boxing trainer, has expressed optimism about Tyson's chances in the fight, stating that Tyson's experience can outweigh the significant age difference.
Or the day before, and you said that you think Mike Tyson's gonna beat my.
Yeah, I do.
Hey. I mean, you trained with Tyson. You trained with Tyson leading up to you.
Listen, I've seen Tyson moves around, just like to show me stuff. He was like this footwork moving, like you move like this, and I'm like, hold on, like, calm down. So
he's still got it. He's still got it.
He's not.
You think Mike Tyson's knocking him out?
Either way, I think Mike Tyson will beat you up.
Damn, so we better enjoy our time with you while we got it, brother.
Hey, bro, it's been good, y'all.
Yeah, I'm about to put this parlay in, man.
Showbiz the Adult believes that at 58, Tyson still possesses a fiery spirit. After reviewing Tyson's recent sparring session, he concluded that Tyson maintains the charisma and strength to compete with anyone in the ring today.
Hey, Mike Tyson's going to beat Jake Paul. You want to know how I know? Check out how little his head moves when they take off his headgear.
Yeah, I got a lot in me.
Bruh. That brother's so damn strong.
Yeah, I got a lot in me.
His head. If his head that strong, the rest of his body. Look at it again.
Yeah, I got a lot in me.
Hey, if you snatched off my headgear, my head would move at least a little bit, dog.
Evander Holyfield, a legendary figure from Tyson's history, offered his perspective on the upcoming fight. Having had a fierce rivalry with Tyson, Holyfield voiced doubts about Jake Paul's confidence, while also acknowledging that Paul might have an edge in terms of speed.
I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul have in all this. But, he's going to be a lot quicker. If he stay close to Mike, then his chance of winning going to be great. But he trying to stay back from Mike. He gonna get caught. Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you. He get there too quick. But if you charge him, you're going to smother everything because everything he push off his legs. He push off his legs so he too close. Like this, but if you get him wrong, I mean, everybody get knocked out going backwards. Like this, and you get him in the room, you're gonna be messed up.
So where do you stand in this fight? Which side are you on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and check out some of our other content on the screen right now.